Hello, Holave.
Hi, Serap. I just realized that my mic has been muted all along. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's why I was a bit panicked that I couldn't really hear you at all. That's
Oh,
why I
so
actually
so,
come off
so,
and then went back.
so it means that everything that I have said so far, no one actually heard me. I'm so sorry. Good.
Okay, it wasn't me then. That's
No,
okay.
it wasn't you. It wasn't me. So let me take this again. Apologies to everyone that joined and couldn't hear me. So sorry. Now, like I said from the top, that this is the second, live session we actually having with Dr. Sarab with regards to the 30 days health challenge after the introduction. Last week we had a few setbacks because of technological errors that was beyond our control. But today we are live, we are back, and we're going to be doing a part two of the diabetes that we started off last week Sunday. I introduced Dr. Serap as a nutritionist and a kinesiologist, and I just want to explain what kinesiology is. It's the study of the mechanics of the body movement to provide information about the state of all body organs and systems. It also employs many other healing therapies to, achieve recovery. And one of the things we are doing, one of the therapies we are employing in this 30 days health challenge is actually to use food as therapy for healing. And so there you have it. Dr. Serap is no ordinary nutritionist. She actually understands the dynamics of the organs of the body and is able to tailor, diets that would be able to revive the body. And so thank you so very much, Dr. Serap. And thanks to our sponsors, Salad Master Worldwide, to the brain behind the 30 days challenge in Africa, the Grandmaster dealer, Mr. Tony Bello. Hello to you and your family. I know the UK is actually celebrating Mothers Today, and we
Oh,
say
yes.
happy Mother's Day to Mrs. Bello. Yes, beside every great man, there is a woman, not behind but beside. And Mrs. Bello has stood beside Mr. Tony all these years. So we wish you a fruitful Mother's Day today. And to all mothers across the world, I know Ghana is somewhere at the end of the month. And so, yes. So, Sarah, to you as well for being the mother to all the clients that we have. We say happy
Yes,
Mother's Day to you. How are you doing today, Sarah? Good to have you on the
I
call.
am doing great. Thank you. So nice to connect with you again. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure everything is gonna go smoothly. I can
Yes,
see that your technology is working so well.
it's back on track
Excellent.
today. Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's good.
we were a bit into diabetes last week. We
Sure.
looked at the challenges, the symptoms, and
Hmm.
probably the preventive measures that could have been taken. So I just want you to give, I'm actually going to leave you to do the talking today. I would only come in when we have questions or comments from our viewers. Would that be okay? So I
Yeah,
just want you
absolutely
to do
fine.
your thing, yes, and then maybe we'll flip over into heart diseases at some point.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so over to you, Sarah.
Okay, great. So, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are listening. So, yes, really listen to the previous program. So, we covered the blood pressure and the diabetes last week. So, why we are actually tackling with the lifestyle diseases? Because prevention is better than cure. And then also, if you currently have any lifestyle diseases and then have the signs and symptoms, so you are in the right place because what we are providing for you is really using your food. Because I'm talking to people in Ghana right now, Ghanaian food, you can actually enjoy and your traditional meals and then cook food we are turning into medicine while you are eating and enjoying your food you also reverse lifestyle diseases and lose weight but let me actually recap a bit the diabetes last week we covered diabetes there are three or four different types these days because why am I saying four because there is also other one called Alzheimer they also call it now type 3 diabetes which is Alzheimer so like a forgetfulness and it is also down to the lifestyle like a lifestyle leading disease because if you are not really eating the natural foods and cooking in the kind of like aluminium especially cookware, then it will actually lead you to have Alzheimer later in your life, or dementia as well. But the most common one we actually talked about is type 2 diabetes. So the type 2 diabetes, the lifestyle diseases. Some people might be saying it is actually in my family, so that's why I am also getting, or I got it. Or you prevent yourself because your family members already had it. You are doing the right thing. But what we say, lifestyle diseases, if you change your lifestyle, it can be reversible. And that's why type 2 happens when you start choosing the wrong type of food, and then when you have more sedentary lifestyle, so when you have more like being overweight or obese, that can actually lead you to have type 2 diabetes. And then unfortunately it was on adult onset before, but but these days even the children actually can have type 2 because they actually spend more time on the computer playing games or watching, some videos, and also eating probably more junk food, packaging food. So that's why as young as 8, 9, 10 years old, children can also develop type 2, which is scary. So as parents, you are really responsible choice of the food you are giving your children. Please, also awareness is important. So if you are parents and if you think that your children is not eating well and putting on weight, because the obesity and being overweight leads to type 2 diabetes. And so the other one is type 1. I told you it is more child onset. It is the immunity problem, because if you don't feed your baby with the breast milk as much as 6 months up to 12 months, so then the babies are not developing the immune system well. So when the virus attacks the immune system, so they can't really fight against it, and they develop later type 1 diabetes. Type 3, which is the actually just gestational diabetes, it occurs in pregnancy, and also it's actually you can get rid of it after the delivery of the baby, pregnant women. But if they are not um, kind of careful about their lifestyle and what they eat and what type of food they choose, then they will gradually develop type 2 diabetes. So I told you about signs and symptoms. Maybe I can tell you briefly. Yeah, being overweight is one of the signs and symptoms. Some people also kind of like lose weight when they develop type 2 diabetes because it's variable. And also like a feeling thirsty, um, just going to the toilet frequently, especially getting up during the night, and feeling dizzy, and feeling like weakness and low energy. So could be headache, but that kind of things could be cravings as well, feeling hungry. So if you have two of or more of them, so you should really get your blood sugar test, and then check that whether you have it or you have the pre-diabetic. So that's why it is very important to really monitor yourself. And in our approach is so simple, because when you go to the doctor will say don't eat carbohydrate, cut down all the carbohydrates. But in our program we tell people that you can still have the carbohydrate, but what we are not choosing the ones in the packaging. For example, now you are in Ghana, so if you are going to go to supermarket, so you already have banku in the packaging. So when you buy that banku, it is actually processed sugar. So this is going to raise your blood sugar level. So we recommend people to eat everything from the natural source. So if you are going to have it, you can have it from the cassava from the corn, like a real one. You can
Okay,
get it
Sarah.
even ready. Yes.
Yes, I had to jump in quickly because you just touched on a very important thing. I know you mentioned this from the beginning of the program that
Mhm.
we're going to be staying off certain things. And you just touched on that if someone is getting their food from the supermarket, it means that they are
Yeah.
still going to be, they are not going to actually follow the program properly. So I want you to stress on that a bit for us that it's so important that we are staying away from A, B, and C. Probably if you could bring back even the three steps for accomplishing the program at this point before you continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me remind you what we are following. The following is like we are 4 steps of the program. The first one is plant-based. So you, if you are actually doing the program, you probably actually understand what it is. Plant-based, everything we are eating from the nature and from the plants. We don't really eat animal products like chicken, fish, meat, cheese, eggs, like all the dairy products like milk. So these are causing the lifestyle diseases, and also these days modern lifestyle we demand more, and then they are given more hormones and antibiotics to actually grow the chicken or the other, like even the fish. Everything is actually with the hormones. So that's why we have to avoid the excess of the hormones and the saturated fat in the animal products causing the lifestyle diseases. So if you listen last week, I actually explained about the cell diagram. So when we accumulate too much of the bad fats, one of them is saturated fat, causing lifestyle diseases and also insulin resistance. Because if you are, they are not accumulated around your organ, they are also accumulated in the trillions of cells. About 70 trillions of cells can be accumulated by those bad fats. That's why we cut down all the animal products. We only eat plant-based. So the plant-based, maybe I give you an example because people might say, "What is plant-based? What are you
Yes,
talking
that's
about?"
yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what they are. The vegetables, the fruits, the grains, and legumes, um, and the lentil, no, sorry, not lentils, yeah, legumes group, and the beans and nuts and seeds. So these are everything from this group is actually for like a plant based. So we are. I also send, I think, a chart what we are actually following in this program. So what you are going to eat. So if you are on the Facebook platform of the 30 days health restore challenge, then you can actually get that and you read it and follow. And then second one is the we are following good fat. So what is good fat? What I said, saturated fat is one of the bad fats, and then other bad fats are oxidized fat, which when you cook your food in the oil, for example, you have sunflower oil, so you put it in your saucepan and it's exposed to the heat before you add the onion, garlic, ginger. Yeah, because you always start like this when you cook your food. So then what happens that plant-based oil exposed to the heat and it's causing the oxidation, which is your toxic fat. So we actually have to avoid it because it's also causing lifestyle diseases. We call it oxidized fat. And the third one is your margarine. Margarine is trans fat. So the every for example, sunflower oil, it was a sunflower seed, is processed, extracted the oil. That oil goes into the factory and they are actually heating it up even higher temperature, more than 400 degrees Celsius. Then they are also adding some chemicals to make it solidified. Can you imagine the liquid oil becomes a hard oil? So
Yeah,
then you use it for your,
right.
for example, spreading on your bread. So some people use it in the pastry, different things, all the things, packaging food you get like biscuits, cakes, everything is coming with the hydrogenated, which is trans fat,
Okay, so
margarine.
sorry,
Mhm.
before you continue, how concerned should one be, especially someone who feels like, well, it's it tastes satisfying, it's gratifying when I take something like bread spread, so now you're saying margarine is saturated fat, so it's not healthy.
Yes.
I mean, someone who is used to it would not take this lightly with you at this point. But how alarming should someone be? What are some of the side effects of not taking charge of your health and continuing to go that tangent, especially taking such unhealthy fats?
Sure. Okay, basically, it's all about the taste buds. So, because when you eat that kind of processed food and the toxic food, it comes with the additives. All the chemicals makes you addicted to it, isn't it? Psychologically, your brain also craves for it. So when you really see, it's not about your body needs it,
Yeah.
it's the taste bud wants, and then signaling into your brain, I want that. Because like for example, I don't know, when you go to kind of like your street foods, so when
Okay.
you pass by, like you see wache.
Watch it.
Yeah. Then when you see watch it, you smell it first, isn't it? And then you see it. And then your body, maybe you are not even hungry that time. And then because you just kind of like have this emotion with that food, makes you feel like, okay, go and buy it. Yeah. But you don't even know how they cooked it, how they prepared it, what they put it inside. It doesn't matter because you tasted it before, you liked it. So every time you smell and you see that food, it will give you some emotion. That's why you are going to go and buy. The same
Wow.
thing for children. Once they have the chemicals and toxins like sugar in their body, every time they see it on the adverts or every time they see it in the supermarket, they are going to demand for it, isn't it? Like, because I see children in the
Absolutely.
supermarket, like they are pulling their mom and dad and just,
Yeah.
I want this, I want, and they are
In
crying
the
out.
yogurt, I want the candy, I want the cake, I want this and that.
That's
Yeah.
right. But what we are doing here, if you really follow our program, that's why we are inviting everybody should be on this program, 18 plus. I don't really want to take the responsibility when children are growing and they should be having the plant based. Maybe I should be saying 21 plus, but 18 plus should be okay, even because you are
No,
getting all the
I think
nutrients.
I agree with you on the age bracket, and 18 I think is even on the high. We could drop
Huh.
it to even 15 because there was a recent study, a news report that I saw 3 days ago, where
Mhm.
at one of our teaching hospitals in the country, even children as young as 15 years had kidney issues. They were going on
Yeah.
dialysis. So I think you are absolutely right when you even want to if you want to drop it to 15. 18 is even quite on the high. 15
Uh-huh.
even in Ghana now, 15 years are going on dialysis. So I think it's a
Yeah,
major
it's so
and
scary.
so
And
so
what I
scary.
said, even type 2 diabetes and being obese, like obesity in children and heart disease is actually getting like as young as 8, 9, 10 years old, it started getting lifestyle diseases. It's not in like something like gene related. Honestly, it's the choice of the food and choice of the lifestyle, and they actually, especially pandemic, made people to really become more overweight and also cause more inflammation in the body because they hardly move. They also have the fear. Fear is also weakening the immune system. So there are many things going on, but what we are really offering you here is an amazing opportunity, especially in this pandemic. You'll be home more. I don't know if the situation in Ghana, but most of the countries they are also in lockdown or they decided to work from home. Also, maybe some of the schools they can't really go. But what I'm saying here, when you are together with the families, the most important thing to create the healthy habits is like start cooking together, and then also your children are not really uh, just doing the things what you say, they are doing the things what you do, isn't
Exactly.
it? Like, because they are observing you as they grow up, because that's why they are passing on the habits on the children. So if they are eating the packaging food in front of telly, they are going to do the same. But
Yes,
if
they
you
will.
are going to go and cook together and then just explain, oh, how lovely and how good is this, and it's going to give you energy and makes you feel good, of course they are going to also follow you. I mean, the education starts from home, is true. So, but we expect the teachers to teach children education, but I always believe
Should be done at
the
home.
parents are responsible.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, Sarah.
So,
Before,
what we were saying
yes,
is that we are here to really help you to change your taste buds. So
great,
it's so easy to really kind of give up those margarine, for example, because I know people love it because of the taste, because of the addiction. So once you really neutralize it, in this program, we neutralize the taste buds within 21 days. So I heard many people, I mean myself included. Do you think because I'm human being, I don't really just sometimes
praying
would
for other
like to
things.
eat it, but
Mm,
everything has to be in moderation. If I want to eat cake, I only taste it, or sometimes I don't want to eat it. But if I am in the parties, if I want to taste some of them, I allow myself. In this program, after the program, I mean 100, because you have to follow this program 100%. But after the program, you need to really go 80%, 20%, which means 80% healthy, 20% enjoy yourself. We don't restrict anybody the rest of their life. They shouldn't really enjoy some of the food, which is not good for you. What would happen? Your body can actually neutralize it for you, that 20%. So you are not going to have the lifestyle diseases. Anyway, let's move on maybe. But I'm just saying, this is the right platform. Anybody wants to change anything and they have the healthy lifestyles, please just join us if you haven't started yet.
great.
So the third one, let me, the third one is the low glycemic index. Let me relate this low glycemic index into diabetes because it's so important. People get confused with carbohydrate and the sugar and the diabetes. Basically, there are three different kinds of glycemic index. Glycemic index means is measuring how much sugar in the carbohydrate you eat. So there are three kinds. The first one is the high glycemic index. The high glycemic index is the processed carbohydrate. So for example, white rice. So the white before it became white rice, it was actually brown rice, isn't it? Like naturally. But what happens because the bran is a bit hard, it's got the husk outside, it's not easy to cook. The taste is a bit bitter. So then they process it, they polish it. Polishing means they are adding some kind of bleach to make it shiny and the white. So which means there is chemical in the white rice. Plus, when you take away all the fiber, so what is left is the sugar. Sugar, like 90% of the rice has got sugar in it. So
Hold
then,
on,
as
Sarah. Hold
diabetic
on, Sarah.
patients,
Hello, Sarah. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. Yeah,
So you are saying that when I take 1 cup of rice to cook today, I'm actually cooking 80% sugar,
90%. Yeah,
90%.
90. Unfortunately, yes. And also you are getting the bleach, which means the chemical into your body. Also, you don't really get fiber in it because the fiber is already taken away. And then all the nutrients like B vitamins and all the other like vitamin A and other vitamin E, all of the other vitamins like minerals is also taken away. So that's why people who
Hold on,
eat
Sarah.
processed carbohydrate,
Hello, Sarah. Sorry. Before you
yeah.
continue, now this I just chanced upon an advert recently
Mhm.
from a particular brand of rice, and on the advert it read that the rice contains vitamins so and so, and then some, they said they had added some. Is it possible? I mean, I know sometimes for market strategy, they'll just want to do something to make people understand that they've added, but is it possible to add extra vitamins to, something like rice before selling it? I don't know.
Okay, very good question. Because many cereals, even like when you buy, it says fortified. It's got like a B vitamins and it's got calcium in it. It's added calcium. So when you add something, it's actually processed and chemical. So you can add the real
Oh,
vitamins into the packaging food. So it is more
great.
like a chemical based, like synthetic. So it's
Wow.
actually causing more issues in the body. Please don't
Wow.
believe in any adverts. Don't
Wow.
believe in the things on the packaging. Um, okay, I tell you something about instant noodle. I'm not gonna tell the name. So instant noodle people eat. Do you know what it says? It makes me really laugh, because maybe one day you actually, because I don't really buy it. If you find one, like in your area, in the grocery, maybe we can go through the what is
Okay, the
in
content.
the
Yes.
yeah, instant noodle, because I know instant noodle people live on, even they give it to their children for breakfast, which is scary. What I'm saying, it says it's actually makes your bones strong, and it also says gives you like a protein. It's actually boosts your
Improves.
immune system. I mean, some of the things they are actually they put on the kind of packaging. I'm like, wow, they are really just playing up with your brain here, giving you the wrong information, and you think that it's gonna help you to, the grow muscle, or it's going to give you protein, or the makes your bones strong. It's completely other way around. It's gonna weaken you more. Bones are going to be weakened even more when you
So,
eat them.
so what parents are actually doing are they actually contributing to the detriment of their kids. And even if you're an adult and consuming it, you're actually leading yourself on a path of ill health, not today, but in the future. Because I don't,
Absolutely.
and that is why it's quite difficult for anyone to call out on these industries and kind of like put them to the law and say, look, you're actually killing people, because they'll tell you, well, no proof, no one has actually said they died out of consuming our foods. But it's not an instant thing, it's a lifestyle, and it's going to build up to some point, I believe.
Because what you do, for example, for the children, the foundation is so important. So if you are giving them the chocolate drink in the morning, I'm not going to tell the name, you probably know, it's the most common one in the
Of
morning,
course.
and a slice of bread and margarine, like white bread. And if you are giving them instant noodle as a snack or the breakfast, unfortunately you expect your children to be successful at school, get a high grade, and you are putting pressure and spending too much money for their education, but you are not giving the right foods for their brain and body to develop. That's why the most important thing is, please understand natural food, how to cook and prepare, get their foundation right, then they are going to be the healthiest and brightest children for future. But
Absolutely.
I'm not, of course, the children are important, but the adults are also causing the problem for the lifestyle diseases, and even for children, like for the children's future, they are also causing the issues for
I'm
lifestyle
loving this
diseases.
conversation, Serap. I'm loving the conversation, Serap. And what I want us to do now, because we are talking about food and lifestyle diseases, especially diabetes, and we'll be going into heart diseases, I just want to take us to take a short break. Let's look at how, the foods you have recommended that we should use for this program, how they are prepared. So we have one actually. The lunch for today, I want us all to watch how the lunch for today was prepared, and probably you can say something about it, and then we move on.
Sure,
Great.
excellent, thank you.
Hello, welcome to day 13, and today's lunch is brown rice with chickpeas, sauce and salad. And today I'll be using the 9-inch skillet for my stew, and I will be using the 1 pot for my rice. I will introduce my ingredients first. I have chickpeas cooked already. because it's very hard, so you need to soak it and then cook it very well. If not, you cook it almost 2 hours, so you have to soak it before you cook it. So for now, I have my blended ginger and onion and garlic. I have my Cajun spice and tomatoes paste. I cook with chili pepper and onion, and I have my brown rice washed already, and I have my chopped onion, lettuce, tomatoes, and carrots for my salad. So for the start, I will cook my stew first. Before I'll add my tomatoes on the chickpeas, because the chickpeas is already cooked, so I'll have to add it. Then I'll add my onion. Use salad master knife to cut it. And I have my Cajun spice, 1 teaspoon. Blended ginger and garlic and onion. Let me add my salt. A little, not too much. Then I'll put it on fire. So whilst we are waiting for the stew, I'm going to cook my rice. My brown rice is already washed. Then 1 glass of water, because it's very hard to cook. And I have small pinch of salt. This one, so let me put it on fire.
Okay, Serap. I mean,
So it was yummy and delicious and nutritious.
yeah.
Yes.
So that was lunch for today, and trust me, it was super good. I kept asking Gina, okay, so how did Serap come up with all of this? Because Serap is not Ghanaian. I know you've been in Ghana in and out for like quite a number of times, and to be able to adapt to the food and understand what food would actually work out for us. Can you share a little bit on that for us before we move on the
Of
discussion to the
course.
meats, and then we're going to have
Okay. I mean, as you all know, I am part of Food for Life and the PCRM, Physician Committee for Responsible Medicine. So I work with Dr. Neil Barnard. So Dr. Neil Barnard done lots of studies and the research before he developed the program. But I am the first one actually came to Africa. But what I follow is the principle of the what I said, 4 steps. But I wanted to know what people really eat in Ghana. So first visit I've done into your local market, because I know what is actually what I could find in supermarket is actually imported food. There is no nutritional value, full of chemicals and toxins, and then they are not really grown even in Ghana. And maybe there is a little section says grown in Ghana, but why can't you just put everything from Ghana? You have amazing farms and farming actually in Ghana. I met also farmers. They are doing amazing things. I actually went to visit their gardens or their farms, some of them. So they actually have this love to grow their food like organic. So and then I actually follow the principles. For example, you have brown rice already grown, but the people actually tend to eat the wacha rice. So when I when I cook the brown rice, people saw it. They said, "Oh, you cook our wacha." I'm thinking, "What is wacha?" They explain it to me, and then looks like wacha, but the color is natural from the brown rice. But the wacha is a plant you are adding into your white rice to give that kind of
Color.
like a brownish color, isn't it? So
Yes.
also you have wide range of like beans, legumes, your groundnuts, tiger nuts, all the nuts you have, all the seeds like sesame seeds. And I actually came across different things. You use amazing things like onion, garlic, ginger, tomato. Everything
Like
is
your
more
favorite,
natural.
your dawa dawa, your favorite, the dawa dawa.
Dawa dawa. Okay, my favorite thing is potom potom. You also put dawa dawa in it, and also, do you put dawa dawa in groundnut soup? No.
Well,
Where do you
someone
put?
might want to, but most likely would have to go in your okra or probably your stews, or maybe if you are doing the green
Uh-huh.
potatoes.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
What you mentioned, dawa dawa is very nutritious. Okay,
Yeah.
I tell you something about dawa dawa. Dawa dawa is a fermented bean. It's
Yes.
actually got protein as well as good bacteria in it. So if your gut is not really kind of like working well or eliminating, because we need to boost it with the fermented food. So the soon I'm going to post something about gut health, because gut is our second brain.
Mm.
So the most of the emotions, for example, if you want to feel good, like a serotonin hormone, 90% of them actually you secrete it in the gut. But if your gut is not really functioning well with the kind of like good bacteria, with the fermented food, if you have too much toxins in your also gut, and if you have undigested food, not even eating the food with the fiber, so you are going to have issues with it. That's why people have the kind of foggy brain, or they
Mm.
can't really think or concentrate or focus enough. It's all related to your gut and your brain connection. So I'm going to maybe give you more example on this. But the dawa
Okay.
dawa, if you can use it more, fermented food is also in the, I don't know, your millet drink, I think, I believe. So you
Sobolo.
make the fermented, yeah, sorghum, yeah, millet drinks. These are also good source of fermented kind of like drinks you can have. But in this program, we don't allow you to have yogurt. But even if you want to have the yogurt in the future, please don't buy it with the sugar or with the fruit in it, because we want everything plain. Because most of the people in Ghana or in Nigeria or in other African countries, I see people tend to have the yogurt with fruit added sugar in it. So also you have drinks like a yogurt drink with also fruits and the sugar. Please don't eat them. You are feeding the diseases when you have that more. So please have it more like a natural source. So
Right.
and the yeah my journey about the Ghana, because I've been to different parts of also Ghana as well. I've been to different local markets. So every time I went, because I talked to the local people, and also I am so blessed to really meet salad master and the amazing chefs. So I couldn't really develop the recipes by myself. But what we did, because of my workshop, we had to deliver some recipes. So we worked together. I gave them examples and they gave their examples. We just put things together and taste became similar to what you currently eat without any
Oil.
animal products.
Yes,
And
without
also
oil.
we are adding only sea salt and also natural spices. We don't use any cubes like chicken, or these are the most dangerous things to really add into your, because
Serap is being careful not to name any name and
no,
shame anyone.
because I don't want to really cause the issue for this program.
Of
So
course.
because I know they are doing business, but we have to think about people's health here. That's why we have to warn people. Whatever they are using currently, I explain Also, they actually have caused the problem for high blood pressure. Last week program, if you watch it, you understand more why I was telling you please avoid them. Reason you put them because of your cookware. So if you have the cookware with aluminium, non-stick, and stainless steel, will cause the bitterness. That's why you put the flavor enhancer from those tubes. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, so we could go on and wrap up on the diabetes, and then we do the heart disease a bit. Then we
Okay, sure. So
on
the
next.
diabetes, let me tell you from the low glycemic index. So low glycemic index carbohydrate, for example, brown rice, oats, sorghum, millet. So these are your kind of like grains. So you should be really having everything unprocessed. These are your low glycemic index. And then also you can have your yam, sweet potato, cocoyam, plantain. What else you have? We said yam, sweet potato. Yeah, these are your starchy vegetables. But
Basic,
what we
yes.
advise for people for diabetes, that's why doctors will tell you don't eat all those starchy vegetables because we don't want you to have Irish potatoes. They tend to have more starch.
Most
So you are
people.
gonna eat the sweet potatoes instead. But we advise you to cook it in the specialized cooking system, which is actually sponsored for this program. So then please just contact the person who invited you. They actually show you the presentation. Or if you have it already, you know what I'm talking about. It's the culinary basket, which is actually going to de-starch. The excess of the starch will actually be kind of like dissolved. So when you eat it, you are not going to get the excess of the sugar. That's why it's not going to raise your blood sugar level. It's safe to have it if you have diabetes, basically. And then also, what else? The starch vegetables. Yeah, these are the starchy vegetables plus the grains. When you have them unprocessed, so it's going to go into your bloodstream very slowly. It won't raise your blood sugar level rapidly. That's why your blood sugar level is not going to go up and down. I give you an example of a maybe breakfast, how you can actually monitor your blood sugar level. So if you currently eat your breakfast, for example, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then let's say you had the your chocolate drink, 2, 3 slices of white bread and some margarine on it. This is very typical one, isn't it? During the week
Of course,
before you go.
typical Ghanaian breakfast.
Okay, but what you had is all it. There is no fiber in it. There is lots of chemicals. There is not much vitamins, minerals, not much things. Yeah, can you see what I'm talking about? And also margarine is trans fat. So when you eat it, 2 hours later, your body is going to signal to
You're
say,
hungry.
I'm hungry, I want something. So because you are losing your energy, you are losing your focus and concentration, what you do, you grab of something like biscuits, cakes. You are also drinking coffee or maybe sugary drinks to keep you going until lunchtime. Because what you do, you are spiking up your blood sugar. So that time, if you do this quite often, so you are going to have issues with your blood sugar level. You might
So,
develop
so,
also in
so
the
this
future diabetes.
the kind of breakfast one has or takes in the morning before stepping out could actually affect, your output at work. Because I know a lot of people will complain probably during snack time that they feel tired, they feel sleepy, they've not really done
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
anything, but they have a heavy head or they have a clogged mind already, and they are tired.
Yeah.
Does what
Can
we
you
eat
imagine? First thing in the morning, you have to have more energy because you have the like all day ahead of you. So then how are you going to function if you are not eating well first thing in the morning? So I give you an example of our breakfast. The breakfast I am actually giving people. So if you have it 8 o'clock in the morning, it's the combination of the nuts, seeds, like
fruits,
unprocessed carbohydrate. We are even putting banana, some fruits, but
plantain,
how we combine it? We combine it with the fiber, with the vitamins and minerals. and with all the other things like the fat and the protein and the unprocessed carbohydrate, the body really needs everything first thing in the morning. And what happens when you have it, you are not going to feel hungry till lunchtime. You told me
Yes,
some time ago, you said
of course.
you had one of those breakfasts and you
And
didn't
I
feel
wasn't
hungry till
hungry
evening.
because what happened was that particular breakfast, which was a smoothie, had plantain in there. I think a third of plantain, one finger
Yes,
of banana. There was dates. There was
tiger
ground
nut.
tiger nuts. There was cocoa powder. So
Yes.
it had, and I think we had
Maybe
red chicken.
avocado in it, yes,
Yes,
because we choose
avocado in
all
it.
the nutritious food. Yeah.
So even though it was just one glass of smoothie for the morning, it was a whole meal for me for the whole day. And I
Yes.
felt so good. I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel dehydrated that I had to drink a lot of water because I
Hmm.
realized that even the smoothie on its own had lots of water. Even though it
Yeah.
was a bit thick, it was enough to keep me running for the day. And that's one good thing about this program. You eat very small quantity of food, but it's able to carry you through.
That's
Wow,
why
you are doing
people
an
lose
amazing
5
job.
to 10 kg
Yeah.
without thinking about it. Automatically, you don't crave, you don't feel hungry because you are already got the enough nutrients in your body. And the one thing I would say why people feel thirsty because when they have high salt, high sugar, and high fat food and fried food and that kind of things and processed they tend to also make you feel dehydrated because the food we actually eat it gives us all the minerals is actually kind of like a or like electrolyze us. Electrolyze means so you actually get rehydrated with the food you also eat. So there is of course the water is important because if you have like a high fiber in this program 40 grams in a day. So you should be having more water, 2 to 3 liters, in order to eliminate excess of the fat, toxins, carcinogen, undigested food, and the hormones from your system. That's why when you cleanse those, your health is going to improve and you are gonna
Yeah.
reverse.
And I
You
feel
are
I
getting
knew.
strong.
Yes, I feel I knew. Okay, Sarah.
Sure.
So you were finishing off on the low glycemic foods, probably.
Okay, low glycemic food means
Yeah.
like everything should be unprocessed, and anything is processed will actually give you kind of like a sugar spike. Plus, I tell you, the fruits in this program, all of the fruits you are allowed to have except two of them. I know some of them might not like me from now on because these are the most two common fruits you eat in Ghana, watermelon, pineapple. Reason is they are high glycemic index, which means they don't really have as much fiber to hold the sugar. That's why it tends to have more sugar. I know pineapple is the enzyme in the pineapple is good, but if you have problem with the sugar, I advise people not to have it for 30 days, even you have diabetes or not, because I don't want people to have issues with the blood sugar level in this program for 30 days. So we avoid those two. But apart from that, you can use other fruits in your smoothie as a snack. But if you prefer as a snack, I tend to combine it with nuts because fruit on its own will also raise the blood sugar level. But when you really eat it with the coconut chunk or with some tiger nuts or some groundnuts, some other nuts you can actually have. But the amount is important. 1 tablespoon, I would just measure it with a piece of fruit if you really feel hungry.
But
Because
Sarah, in our part of the world, and I would want you to throw a little education on that. When
mhm,
someone says I'm going to have fruits like banana, it's not
yes.
going to be one, it's not going to be two. It's going to be like a whole bunch.
Oh my God. Then
It's
don't
going
please blame anybody you have the problem with sugar. So
so
every fruit you eat has got natural sugar in it. So
mm,
it's the amount of it is important. Okay, in this program, we don't really control the kind of like we don't measure calories or portion control. But what we do is the importance is the combination of the food. So I don't really give anybody to eat fruit on his own, or I don't want to get people to eat pure fruit, not really other nutrients. That's why we actually have it more in the morning, because in the morning, which means you can actually burn those sugar into energies while you are walking, doing some exercise. Also, your brain needs some glucose, those sugar as well, because if you don't have it, then you will have issue. But I don't advise anybody to eat fruit after 4 or 5 p.m. Reason is, okay, let me tell you, also in Africa or everywhere in the world, people tend to eat dessert or sweet things or fruit after their dinner in the evening. So this is most dangerous thing to do, because when you eat the sugar after your last meal, then whatever you eat, it will go and ferment in your gut. That's not the fermented food. That fermentation is the overgrowth of the yeast, which means that's why people tend to put on weight around the belly. And also people tend to crave more sugar if you have the fermented food in their gut. That's
Yes.
why in this program we are cleansing it as well. So we don't advise people to have any sweet things after the meal. Yeah.
So two important things. On this program, no one is allowed to have watermelon on its own. We
Yeah.
could
Or
stay away from
pineapple.
watermelon or pineapple. And if you want to go on straight fruits, probably if you want to have banana, don't have more than a finger. Syrup will prescribe. No,
And
it's
have
not
it with
healthy.
some nuts.
And with some nuts, either it's
Yeah,
going with tiger nuts, coconuts, the dried coconut,
that's right.
or
Hmm.
granuts. Please and please and please, let's try as much as possible to stay true to the program because we want results. Not
Yes,
that at the end of
absolutely.
30 days you would say, well, this was a waste of time. Before the end of this program, you will take an inventory of your own activities and see if you really, really stay true to this program. And I know that anyone who is going to stay true to this program will come out testifying that, yes, actually, they've got results. Yes, Sarah, we've done almost an hour.
Okay, sure.
So I want you to kind of like wrap it up on the diabetes and then probably we'll touch a bit on the heart diseases. Then we
Okay,
will
let
schedule.
me tell you a little bit of the heart disease. Okay, diabetes, what I said, if you really follow this program, it's designed to really help you to reverse the diabetes. But the diabetes might take, if you really want to reverse it, it might take more than 30 days, but you will definitely see the result of your blood sugar level test when you really get it checked or monitor yourself. Then, if you see something is changed already after 30 days, please continue doing another 30 days kind of similar program, because you will be able to reverse it after. But if you have pre-diabetic, you will definitely get the result quickly, or if you have the sensitivity to sugar, you will definitely change your taste buds. So you are going to now crave more natural foods. So this is something I would advise that. And then let me just go and talk about the most important thing is maybe understanding cholesterol, because cholesterol is the one of the leading cause of the heart diseases. Of course, heart diseases is not just about the cholesterol. Maybe I mentioned, no, I haven't mentioned in this one. But for example, if you already have diabetes, if you already have hypertension, high blood pressure, if you have the cholesterol, if you have even rheumatoid arthritis, because atherosclerosis is an inflammation process, is actually also that inflammation can happen in your joint, can also lead the problem for the heart disease. And this is some, and also chronic kidney diseases cause also heart disease. But what we need to understand here is the cholesterol is clogging up the arteries. So when you have clogged arteries, the blood can't flow easily and then can't carry the oxygen and the nutrients through your heart around your body and your cells. So if you don't have those oxygen and the nutrients around your cells, which means you are actually the cells are dying, and plus the heart muscles are getting weakened. So that's why most important thing to understand how we can prevent not to really clog the arteries, or if you have the clogged arteries, how we can wash them off. It's so easy. So let me just explain easy way. So I'm not going to make it too long. Maybe we can wrap up. We can also a little bit mention in the future,
For sure.
like a heart diseases.
We will draw a lot more on the heart disease for next because I know it's broad. It's actually
Yes.
linked to the two lifestyle diseases. A lot of people actually do not consider the heart disease to be like an alarming lifestyle disease to look at. They think, oh, it's just diabetes, it's just hypertension and stroke. But
Mm-hmm.
from our survey, even though a lot of people did not take heart disease, it came up as one of the lifestyle diseases that people were concerned with. And I know that we're going to be. So probably next week we'll get all the charts on the arteries for people to really understand how
Yeah.
the
Because
activity.
it's the most how can I say, because there are many causes to heart diseases, because we can't really say people die from heart attack or people have heart diseases, but we need to understand what is underlying, what is the root cause of it.
Exactly.
So that's why we are here to really help people for the prevention and reversing the lifestyle diseases causing the heart diseases as well. So that's
So
why we
we'll
are.
put a question on the nuts. So someone is trying to take a dig here. Um, I get bumps on my face a day after taking granuts.
Okay, very good question. Can I tell you okay, I tell you very quickly about my experience. When I first came to Africa, because I was on the road a lot and I was feeling hungry. The what I would eat is the banana and groundnuts on the road. Yeah. But every time I was eating the groundnuts from the like a roadside, I was buying, of course. I didn't know the difference. So I was eating and eating. I was getting pimples. I'm like, I am 40 plus. Oops, I told my age. Anyway, so I am not teenager anymore. I am not
Of
that young.
course,
Why
you're
am
not
I getting these pimples? Do you know? I did my research because how they actually
prepare the
roast
ground.
it,
Yes.
because they use the high heat. Groundnuts is the plant-based oil in it, the fat. I told you if you are gonna cook it in the heat, it will cause oxidation, oxidized fat. So they are actually using a scent, and they are using something like a metal, the toxic metal, and everything goes into the groundnut. So when you eat that groundnut, you got the toxic metals in it, you got oxidized fat in it. Then when you eat it, of course, it will block up everything and it will start showing it on your face. But what I would say, and again, Salad Master is the sponsor. They have a system. When I really taught people and I cooked it in salad, like roasted in the Salad Master electric skillet, I never had the issue at all. That's why we also, maybe one day, I kindly ask Chef
No, of course,
Gina, maybe
we
she
will
can also show them how to roast it very
see.
safely. No oxidized fat, no toxic metals, no pimples, no bumps.
Nothing. Yes. So next week, actually, I'm going to bring up a demonstration by Gina on how you could actually roast the granite in Salad Master
Yes.
without the high heat, without the toxic, coming out from your metals to kind of like
Mhm.
cause all those bumps and pimples that come on our faces.
And also, it won't give you heartburn or the acidity, because
Exactly.
some people also complain about acidity. It makes it alkaline. So I want to tell that as well, because some people might have the issue.
Absolutely. Right.
Okay.
It's been a fruitful journey from about 4 p.m. and we've done exactly an hour and 4 minutes. Sarah has told us a lot of education on how parents could guide their kids to healthy living. And in Salad Master, just before Sarah dropped her last word, this is something we say, look, how you eat and how you prepare your food can affect how you look, how you feel, and how long you live. And Sarah just summed that up in the description of how the granite is being prepared. Just imagine that your granite is being roasted in aluminium. God, you don't know what you're exposing yourself to. And in this program, what we seek to do is to educate you on the whole journey of your food before consumption and how the food can actually help to give you the $1 billion body. Now, you can see how healthy that, anatomy looks like behind me. You can see that's a very healthy
It's
one.
so clean, isn't it?
Yes. And
You
that is
you are gonna have that clean body as well.
yes, and that is what we want everybody to have. So please and
Clean
please
and shiny.
stay true to the program, follow it. If you missed all the days, today is day 13. Don't worry, your day 1 can still be today,
Yes.
or your day 1 can be tomorrow because it's almost supper time. So your day 1 can be tomorrow. Go on the Facebook page. You would see all the menus there. You can start now. If you have questions, you can reach us on the number that is displaying on the screen, +23350675780. Someone from the team would attend to you and you would get the results that you are looking for. And like I said before, Dr. Serap is one of the world trainers, world lifestyle coach and nutritionist, kinesiologist from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine based in the USA. She's traveling across the UK and Africa. She began this program in 2005, is it? When did your journey start? In
Okay, for with
2015,
yeah,
right?
2000, actually first time I came to Africa 2013, but
Okay.
actively since 2016. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Mhm.
that's Dr. Serap, and we've had amazing testimonials. People
Yes.
that were even scheduled for surgery after going on Dr. Serap's 30 days program using the Salad Master Healthy Cooking System as the tool for preparing their foods. By the time they got back to the hospital, doctor says, look, you don't need to go into the surgical ward. No blade needs to go on your body. You are fit. Just let us know what the secret is. And the secret is following the regime. Follow the regime, and trust me, you will have a testimony on the list. So, Sarah, final words on probably just a little bit on the heart disease again. Why should we be concerned about our heart? Why should we be concerned about what we eat? I know you would explain more on that when we come back next week.
Okay. It's because heart is most vital organ. If it stops, which means we completely dead, yeah. But also the heart is actually helping us to deliver the nutrients because pumping the blood around the cells and the organs. Because without the nutrients and oxygen, we can't really have the life anyway. Because we are going to live like as a dead body, isn't it? So that's why it's the most precious organ is our heart. Please just really make sure to look after it well. Is the looking after your heart, it starts with the prevention. And remember, even the children have the heart issues. The foundation of your children is going to be so important, so they will actually live their life happily and then very healthily as well as yourself. Never is too late. Even I had clients in their 70s. They reversed the lifestyle diseases. They started doing even exercise, lost weight, looked younger. So they really enjoyed their life after 70. Can you imagine? So what I would say, I urge you to be on this program as like if you haven't really started. What also Holari said, your day 1 can be today or tomorrow. Please take action now. So
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you, Sarah. And from all of us in the team here in Bien Manger, Ghana, we say thank you to everyone who was able to join. Spread the news, inform someone. This is so educative. Usually, Sarah would have charged everyone for this program.
Yes.
Yes, but she's been so generous and she's allowed us to be able to do this program at this point, especially because of COVID. And I know anyone who would follow this program, you would benefit fully. So thank you so very much for joining us. We expect to, see you again next week, Sunday. But in between the times, please stay safe. COVID-19 is still real. If you can go for the vaccine, please do. If probably you have underlying conditions, you need to watch your diet. And that is why it's so even important for you to be a part of this program. If you have any underlying condition, if you have hypertension, if you have diabetes, you have stroke, you have cancer, whatever the challenge is, please and please and please try and reach us as soon as possible. Let's speak with Serap. Let's look at your health reports from the doctors. Let's see what can be done for you as soon as possible, because we need you alive. The world needs you alive. You have so much God has placed in you that we are yet to see. So please do not take it for granted. The life that you have, let's try our best to be able to take care of ourselves. So that will be it for today. My name still is Holali Delechu, a health coach with Bien Manger Ghana, and our Food for Life coach joined us all the way from Turkey. Sarah, thank you so very much. And
Thank you
God
so
bless
much,
you. We'll
everybody, for
see you.
joining.
Yes, we'll see you
Yes,
again on Sunday, Sarah. Bye.
see you. Thank you. Bye. Bye bye.